Anthropic Acircumflex Euros, the company that won't shut up about AI safety. Acircumflex Euros just leaked their own most powerful model, because they forgot to set a database to private. Two security researchers, Acircumflex Euros, Roy Paz from LayerX Security and Alexander Powells from Cambridge. Acircumflex Euros independently found a publicly searchable data store with nearly 3,000 unpublished Anthropic blog assets, draft announcements, internal docs, and buried in there, a model called Claude Mythos. And yes, Acircumflex Euros, the company that claims this model is, quote, far ahead of any other AI model in cyber capabilities, couldn't secure a content management system. The jokes write themselves. Hacker News was ruthless about it. One user called it propaganda engineering, comparing it to a food company claiming their product is so delicious it'll destroy society. Another had a simpler take. And of course, the conspiracy theory crowd showed up immediately. Was this actually an accident, or the most perfectly timed pre-IPO marketing stunt in tech history? So what actually is Claude Mythos? According to the leaked draft Acircumflex Euros and confirmed by Anthropic's own spokesperson Acircumflex Euros, it's a new model tier called Capybara, not an Opus update, not a point release, an entirely new class above Opus, bigger, more expensive, and according to them Acircumflex Euros, a quote step change in capabilities. Anthropic confirmed it. Their spokesperson told Fortune they're, quote, developing a general-purpose model with meaningful advances in reasoning, coding, and cybersecurity, and called it the most capable we've built to date. They're not even trying to downplay it. The leaked blog says Mythos gets Acircumflex Euros, and I'm quoting the draft here, Acircumflex Euros, dramatically higher scores on tests of software coding, academic reasoning, and cybersecurity compared to Opus 4.6. No specific numbers were published, no independent benchmarks, just the word dramatically, which is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. But here's the problem. There are 0 published benchmark scores, no SWE bench numbers, no MMLU, no human eval, nothing any independent researcher can verify. We're taking Anthropic's word for it based on a draft they didn't even mean to publish. And if you've been in this space for more than 6 months, Acircumflex Euros, you know how that usually goes. Now the part that actually spooked people. The leaked draft claims Mythos is, quote, currently far ahead of any other AI model in cyber capabilities, and that it, quote, presages an upcoming wave of models that can exploit vulnerabilities in ways that far outpace the efforts of defenders. Anthropic is literally saying Acircumflex Euros, in their own words Acircumflex Euros, that this model breaks things faster than anyone can fix them. The 6 core capabilities they're claiming Acircumflex Euros: complex multi-step reasoning, advanced code generation and debugging, security vulnerability identification at scale, multi-step workflow handling, academic reasoning, and cybersecurity offense that's supposedly ahead of every other model. That last one is the one that made Wall Street lose its mind. Within hours of the Fortune story dropping Acircumflex Euros, cybersecurity stocks cratered. Tenable dropped 9% to a 52-week low. Okta and Netscope fell more than 7%. CrowdStrike down 6.4%. Palo Alto down 6%. SentinelOne down 6%. The entire iShares cybersecurity ETF lost 4.5%. Even Bitcoin dropped from 70K to 66K, all because of a draft blog post that wasn't supposed to be public. The broader tech software index fell 2.5%. Billions in market cap evaporated because of a CMS misconfiguration. Let me say that again, Acircumflex Euros, a content management system set to public by default, moved billions of dollars. Evercore's analysts summed up the mood perfectly. Acircumflex Euros, cybersecurity sentiment is subdued, and the sector faces a prolonged period of volatility as investors react to each new model release. Translation: Acircumflex Euros, every time an AI lab drops a blog post, cybersecurity stocks are going to have a panic attack. And here's the actual concern underneath all the noise. If a model like Mythos can automate threat detection and response at scale, Acircumflex Euros, it commoditizes the exact products that CrowdStrike and Palo Alto charge premium prices for. The threat isn't that AI breaks security, it's that AI replaces the security companies. That's what the market priced in on Friday. But here's the thing nobody's talking about. The leaked draft literally says Acircumflex Euros, and I quote Acircumflex Euros, very expensive for us to serve and will be very expensive for our customers to use. Anthropic admits they need to make it, quote, much more efficient before any general release. So this model that spooked the entire market might not even be economically viable to deploy at scale yet. One Substack writer nailed the real story. Enterprise partners were already testing Mythos while the public was still debating whether frontier models had hit a wall. A model whose own creators describe it as expensive to run is Acircumflex Euros by design. Acircumflex Euros, a model whose benefits go to those with the deepest pockets first. The leak didn't democratize access, it just showed everyone the gap. Now the part that makes the conspiracy theorists salivate. Both Anthropic and OpenAI are racing toward IPOs in 2026. OpenAI just finished pre-training their own frontier model A Circumflex Euros, codenamed Spud. Sam Altman told employees, quote, "Things are moving faster than many of us expected," and shut down Sora to free up compute for it. Two companies, two unreleased flagship models, two imminent IPOs, convenient timing for a leak. No. The Hacker News crowd said what everyone was thinking. Accidental data leak, A Circumflex Euros, am I right? Because nothing generates more pre-IPO buzz than telling investors your model is simultaneously the most capable thing ever built and an unprecedented cybersecurity threat. That's not a bug report, A Circumflex Euros, that's a pitch deck. One analyst put it best, A Circumflex Euros, the market reacted to narrative, not deployed capability. No independent verification existed. The blueprint proved more powerful than actual product. And that dynamic only strengthens Anthropic's IPO positioning. The draft blog post that wasn't supposed to go public may have been the most effective investor relations move of the year. So where does this leave developers? If you're building with Claude today, A Circumflex Euros, nothing changes. Mythos isn't available, there's no API, there's no waitlist, there's no pricing. There are early access customers, A Circumflex Euros, likely big enterprise deals focused on cybersecurity defense, A Circumflex Euros, and that's it. Anthropic says they need to make it more efficient before any general release. That could be weeks, could be months. And remember, A Circumflex Euros, we've been here before. OpenAI hyped GPT-5 for months, investors went wild, and when it actually shipped in August, it was a major letdown, fell well short of the lofty promises. So maybe A Circumflex Euros, just maybe A Circumflex Euros, take the word dramatically with a massive grain of salt until someone publishes actual benchmark numbers. The real lesson here isn't about model capabilities, it's about information asymmetry. The biggest AI companies in the world are about to IPO. They have every incentive to make their models sound world-changing. And whether this leak was accidental or not, A Circumflex Euros, it accomplished exactly what a marketing team would have designed it to do. It made Anthropic the main character of AI discourse for an entire news cycle. It spooked their competitors' adjacent markets. And it positioned Mythos as the most anticipated model drop of 2026, A Circumflex Euros, before a single benchmark was published. A draft blog post in a misconfigured CMS moved billions of dollars, crashed cybersecurity stocks, and became the biggest AI story of the week. The singularity didn't arrive as a superintelligent agent, it arrived as a security incident. And honestly, that's the most 2026 thing I've ever heard.